أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Chapter 24 The Light. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is the chapter of the Quran, which we have sent down and in which we have ordained its legal laws. And in it we have revealed manifest proofs, signs and revelations, so that you may remember. The woman and the man guilty of illegal sexual intercourse, flog each of them with 100 stripes. Do not let pity withhold you in their case in a punishment prescribed by Allah, if you believe in Allah in the last day. And let a party of the believers witness their punishment. The adulterer marries not but an adulteress, or an unbeliever, and the adulteress. None marries her except an adulterer, or an unbeliever. Such a thing is forbidden to the believers. And those who accuse chaste women, and do not produce 4 witnesses, flog them with 80 stripes, and reject their testimony forever. They indeed are the liars, rebellious and disobedient to Allah. Except those who repent thereafter, and do righteous deeds, for such indeed Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. And for those who accuse their wives, but have no witnesses except themselves, let the testimony of one of them be 4 testimonies by Allah, that he is one of those who speaks the truth. And the 5th testimony should be the invoking of the curse of Allah on him, if he be of those who tell a lie against her. But the punishment shall be averted from her if she bears witness 4 times by Allah that her husband is telling a lie. And the 5th testimony should be that of the wrath of Allah be upon her if her husband speaks the truth. And had it not been for the grace of Allah and his mercy on you, he would have hastened the punishment upon you. And Allah is the one who accepts repentance, the All-Wise. Indeed, those who brought forth the slander are a group among you. Do not consider it to be a bad thing for you. No, it is good for you. Every man among them will be paid that which he had earned of the sin. And as for him among them who had the greater share, his will be a great torment. Why then did not the believers, men and women, when they heard the slander, think good of their own people and say, "This charge is an obvious lie"? Why did they not produce 4 witnesses? Since the slanderers have not produced witnesses, then with Allah they are the liars. Had it not been for the grace of Allah and his mercy to you in this world, and in the hereafter, a great torment would have touched you for what you had spoken. When you were spreading it with your tongues, and uttering with your mouths that of which you had no knowledge, you counted it a little thing, while with Allah it was very great. And why did you not, when you heard it, say, "It is not right for us to speak of this. Glory be to you, O Allah. This is a great lie"? Allah forbids you from it, and warns you not to repeat the like of it forever, if you are believers. And Allah makes the proofs, signs, and revelations plain to you, and Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Indeed, those who like the crime of illegal sexual intercourse should be made clear among those who believe. They will have a painful torment in this world and in the hereafter. And Allah knows, and you do not know. And had it not been for the grace of Allah and his mercy on you, Allah would have hastened the punishment upon you. And Allah is full of kindness, most merciful. O you who believe, follow not the footsteps of Satan. And whoever follows the footsteps of Satan, then know that he commands you to commit indecency and disbelief and polytheism. And had it not been for the grace of Allah and his mercy on you, not one of you would ever have been pure from sins. But Allah purifies and guides to Islam whom he wills, and Allah is all-hearer, all-knower. And let not those among you who are blessed with graces and wealth swear not to give any sort of help to their relatives, the poor, and those who left their homes for Allah's cause. Let them pardon and forgive. Do you not love that Allah should forgive you? And Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. Indeed, those who accuse chaste women, who never even think of anything touching their chastity, and who are true believers, are cursed in this life and in the hereafter, and for them will be a great torment. On the day when their tongues, their hands, and their legs or feet will bear witness against them as to what they used to do, on that day Allah will pay them the recompense of their deeds in full, and they will know that Allah is the manifest truth. The bad women for the bad men, and the bad men for the bad women, and the good women for the good men, and the good men for the good women. Such amongst the good people are innocent of each and every bad statement which the others say. For them is forgiveness and a generous provision in paradise. O you who believe, do not enter houses other than your own until you have asked permission and greeted those in them. That is better for you, in order that you may remember. And if you find no one there, still do not enter until permission has been given. And if you are asked to go back, go back. It is purer for you, and Allah is all-knower of what you do. There is no sin on you that you enter without taking permission houses uninhabited, which serve some other interest for you. And Allah has knowledge of what you reveal and what you conceal. Tell the believing men to lower their gaze from looking at forbidden things, and to protect their private parts. That is purer for them. Indeed, Allah is all aware of what they do. And tell the believing women to lower their gaze from looking at forbidden things, and protect their private parts from illegal sexual acts, and not to show off their adornment, except only that which is apparent, and to draw their veils over their bodies, and not to reveal their adornment except to their husbands, their fathers, their husbands' fathers, their sons, their husbands' sons, their brothers, or their brothers' sons, or their sisters' sons, or the Muslim women, or the female slaves whom their right hands possess, or old male servants who lack vigor, or small children who have no sense of the shame of sex. And let them not stamp their feet so as to reveal what they hide of their adornment. And, O believers, beg Allah to forgive you all, that you may be successful. And marry those among you who are single and from amongst the pious, fit and capable ones, of your male slaves and maidservants. If they be poor, Allah will enrich them out of His bounty. And Allah is all-sufficient for His creatures' needs, all-knowing. And let those who cannot find the financial means for marriage keep themselves chaste, until Allah enriches them of His bounty. And such of your slaves who seek a writing of emancipation, give them such writing, if you know that they are good and trustworthy. And give them something yourselves out of the wealth which Allah has bestowed upon you. And do not force your maids to prostitution, if they desire chastity, in order that you may make a gain in the goods of this worldly life. But if anyone forces them to prostitution, then after such force, Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful to those women. And indeed, we have sent down for you proofs, signs, and revelations that make things plain, and the example of those who passed away before you, and an admonition for those who are pious. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. The parable of His light is as if there were a niche, and within it a lamp. The lamp is in glass, the glass as if it were a brilliant star, lit from a blessed tree, an olive tree, neither of the east nor of the west, whose oil would almost glow forth of itself, though no fire touched it. Light upon light. Allah guides to His light whom He wills, and Allah sets forth parables for mankind, and Allah is all-knower of everything. Such a light is lit in houses, which Allah has ordained to be raised. In them His name is glorified in the mornings and in the afternoons or the evenings, by men whom neither trade nor sale diverts them from the remembrance of Allah with heart and tongue, nor from performing prayer, nor from giving charity. They fear a day when hearts and eyes will be overturned from the horror of the torment of the day of resurrection, that Allah may reward them according to the best of their deeds, and add even more for them out of His grace. and Allah provides without measure to whom He wills. As for those who disbelieve, their deeds are like a mirage in a desert. The thirsty one thinks it to be water, until he comes up to it. He finds it to be nothing. But he finds Allah with him who will pay him his due, hell, and Allah is swift in taking account. All the state of a disbeliever is like the darkness in a vast deep sea, overwhelmed with a great wave, topped by a great wave, topped by dark clouds, darkness, one above another. If a man stretches out his hand, he can hardly see it. And he for whom Allah has not appointed light, for him there is no light. Do you not see that it is Allah to whom glorifies whoever is in the heavens and the earth, and the birds with wings outspread in their flight? Indeed, of each Allah knows his prayer and his glorification, and Allah is all aware of what they do. And to Allah belongs the sovereignty of the heavens and the earth, and to Allah is the return of all. Do you not see that Allah drives the clouds gently, then joins them together, then forms them into layers, and you see the rain comes forth from between them? And He sends down from the sky hail from clouds like mountains, and strikes with it whom He wills, and averts it from whom He wills. The vivid flash of His lightning nearly blinds the sight. Allah causes the night and the day to succeed each other. Truly in these things is indeed a lesson for those who have insight. Allah has created every moving living creature from water. Of them there are some that creep on their bellies, some that walk on 2 legs, and some that walk on 4. Allah creates what He wills. Indeed, Allah is able to do all things. We have indeed sent down in this Quran manifest proofs, signs, and revelations, lawful and unlawful things, and have set the boundaries of the religion of Islam. And Allah guides whom He wills to a straight path. The hypocrites say, "We have believed in Allah, and in the Messenger Muhammad, and we obey." Then a party of them turn away. Such are not believers. And when they are called to Allah, to judge between them, a party of them refuses to come and turns away. But if the right is with them, they come to Him willingly with submission. Is there a disease in their hearts? Or do they doubt or fear lest Allah and His Messenger should wrong them in judgment? No, it is they themselves who are the polytheists, hypocrites, and wrongdoers. The only saying of the faithful believers, when they are called to Allah to judge between them, is that they say, "We hear and we obey." And such are the prosperous ones, who will live forever in paradise. And whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger, fears Allah, and keeps his duty to Him, such are the successful ones. They swear by Allah their strongest oaths, that if only you would order them, they would leave their homes to fight in Allah's cause. Say, do not swear. This obedience of yours is known to be false. Indeed, Allah knows well what you do. Say, obey Allah, and obey the Messenger. But if you turn away, the Messenger is only responsible for the duty placed on him, to convey Allah's message, and you for that placed on you. If you obey him, you shall be on the right guidance. The messenger's duty is only to convey the message in a clear way. Allah has promised those among you who believe and do righteous good deeds that He will certainly grant them succession to the present rulers in the earth, as He granted it to those before them, and that He will grant them the authority to practice the religion which He has chosen for them. And He will surely give them in exchange a safe security after their fear, provided the believers worship Him and do not associate anything in worship with Him. But whoever disbelieved after this, they are the rebellious and disobedient to Allah. And perform prayer and give charity and obey the Messenger Muhammad, so that you may receive mercy from Allah. Do not consider that the disbelievers can escape in the land. Their abode shall be the fire, and worst indeed is that destination. O you who believe, Let your slaves and slave girls, and the children among you who have not come to the age of puberty, ask your permission before they come to your presence on 3 occasions. Before the morning prayer, and while you take off your clothes for the midday rest, and after the late night prayer. These 3 times are of privacy for you. Other than these times, there is no sin on you or on them to move about attending each other. Thus Allah makes clear the verses of this Quran to you, and Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. And when the children among you come to puberty, then let them also ask for permission, as those senior to them in age ask permission. Thus Allah makes clear His commandments for you, and Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. And as for women who are past childbearing, and do not expect wedlock, it is no sin on them if they discard their outer clothing in such a way as not to show their adornment. But to refrain and not to discard their outer clothing is better for them. And Allah is all-hearer, all-knower. There is no restriction on the blind, nor any restriction on the lame, nor any restriction on the sick, nor on yourselves, if you eat from your houses, or the houses of your fathers, or the houses of your mothers, or the houses of your brothers, or the houses of your sisters, or the houses of your father's brothers, or the houses of your father's sisters, or the houses of your mother's brothers, or the houses of your mother's sisters, or from that of which you hold keys, or from the house of a friend. There is no sin on you whether you eat together or apart. But when you enter the houses, greet one another with a greeting from Allah that is both blessed and good. Thus, Allah makes clear His verses, signs, and revelations to you, so that you may understand. The true believers are only those who believe in the oneness of Allah and His Messenger Muhammad. And when they are with him on some common matter, they do not go away until they have asked his permission. Indeed, those who ask your permission, they are those who really believe in Allah and His Messenger. So if they ask your permission for some affair of theirs, give permission to whom you will of them, and ask Allah for their forgiveness. Truly, Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. Make not the calling of the Messenger Muhammad among you as your calling of one another. Allah knows those of you who slip away under shelter of some excuse without taking the permission to leave from the Messenger. And let those who oppose the Messenger's commandment beware, lest some trials and afflictions befall them, or a painful torment be inflicted on them. Certainly to Allah belongs all that is in the heavens and the earth. Surely He knows your condition, and He knows the day when they will be brought back to Him. Then He will inform them of what they did. And Allah is all-knower of everything.